Human trafficking is a $150 billion industry. Trafficking is a crime against humanity and the dignity of the human person. It has affected people of all ages, religions, and nationalities. It's still happening in our society and our community. Do you want to recognize these signs and act against this silent crime? Here is a way to respond. Everyone needs someone to believe in them and assure them of their destiny and walk along with them. If you are ready to act, you can become part of this change. Onassis, a kind-hearted man, a friend of many, a preacher who dedicated his life for others. He travels to different places to pray and lead people close to God and people. Fondly known as Onabhai, a compassionate and loving friend, he has a profound belief that God would use him in a special way to help the suffering, especially children and women. Of many traveling episodes, one incident touched him so profoundly and influenced him. It changed his entire life. One evening, as he was walking along the streets of Kolkata, he suddenly stopped as a small girl came and fell down near his feet. He stooped to lift the girl up, and before he could even bring her back to her feet, the girl was forcefully pulled away and led inside a building by two strong men. She should have been only 9 years old and was dragged against her will for the act of prostitution. She was helpless, and so was Onassis. He stood stranded in that street with a deep pain in him for not being able to save the girl. His life was not normal after that incident. His prayer moments became restless, and he started experiencing excruciating agony, and this pain was tormenting him. He felt the traumatic emotions and cries of those abused children. He was crying for help for those innocent, wounded souls. These gripping situations revealed to him the merciful heart of God, and he realized his call to respond to these signs of the time. The spark within urged him to plunge into a tireless activity that can do greater good to people. Thus began his journey. A journey of hope and inspiration. A journey to heal the brokenhearted. A journey of other-centeredness. A journey to instill values of tolerance beyond caste, creed, and religion. A journey to unite people. A journey to educate, empower, and liberate people. This discernment and decision ignited this movement, Saath Chalo. This passionate journey embarked with a mission to empower the destitute children and women and liberate bonded labor. This challenging journey will indeed gain momentum when all like-minded people join hands.
Saath Chalo was launched on 31st January 2015. The vision of Saath Chalo is to liberate the captives of this time. When I shared my passion of initiating the movement Saath Chalo with my friends from different walks of life, and I asked them to come along, they came. What I realized on that day is that I am not alone. I could see a spark within everyone present there to be helpful for somebody, and that's a dream come true for me. The mission of Saath Chalo is to educate and bring awareness on this invisible trade of human trafficking. Saath Chalo believes in collaborating and joining hands with anyone across the globe who has a willing heart to rescue, to rehabilitate and restore the dignity of the deserving souls.
Any individual who is passionately committed to fight the evils against the dignity and rights of people can come along and become part of this novel movement. Saath Chalo forms people to rise up and become the refuge, the provider and the defender, breaking all barriers and going beyond all differences. The collaborators and partners of Saath Chalo tackle human trafficking and bonded labor through awareness programs, prevention campaigns, rescue operations and restoration projects. This innovative and unique program provides short-term and long-term solutions through early intervention and prevention. Campaigns to prevent the risks among the vulnerable communities. It strengthens community relationships between educators and anti-trafficking stakeholders and presents the real data of the effectiveness of the program. Saath Chalo can support and work alongside the law enforcement to free people from human trafficking and rehabilitate them. Saath Chalo partners with government sectors and community-based organizations to support homes, care centers, and to provide livelihood opportunities for the traumatized and abused victims. Rather than leaving them as victims, Saath Chalo empowers them to become a powerful agent of change in their own community. Saath Chalo has been envisioned as a movement, not bound by hierarchies, structures or religion, but as a movement of committed people connected together by a passion to care for the oppressed and needy. Your participation, partnership and solidarity with our mission can help us reach many more. Thus, you become part of creating positive, lasting change in our communities by ending human trafficking.
When Jesus walked on the seas of Galilee, he saw Peter and Andrew casting the net for fishing. And he said to them, "Follow me." And they followed him. Even in this modern era, the Lord calls everyone to follow him. Saath Chalo is one such calling. We invite you to come along because you complete Saath Chalo.
The good news of deliverance inspires that the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good tidings to the afflicted. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to those who are bound. So, Saath Chalo, come along in the fight to end human trafficking. Come along to help our young people fulfill their deepest aspirations. Come along to lead them to a bright future. Everybody has a role to play. You complete Saath Chalo.